In this bulletin, deadly attack in Nigeria kills 29. New Aussie coalition crosses denominational lines. And does religious freedom extend to Satanists?
This is InFocus Christian News and Current Affairs.
29 people have been killed in a deadly attack on a predominantly Christian community in Nigeria's Borno state. According to allafrica.com, members of the Boko Haram terrorist group stormed the village with guns and petrol bombs, burning a number of homes to the ground. The local member representing the area told Parliament that before the attack he had been asking the government to send security forces, but to no avail. The same village was attacked just a few weeks before by Boko Haram, who on that occasion killed 14 people and burned down 3 churches. The most senior churchman of the world's 80 million Anglicans has told the UK government it must not sell weapons to countries that don't protect religious freedom. According to Premier News, the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, said trade should be restricted with oppressive regimes, and the UK should speak out clearly about its concerns. He said almost half of the Anglican Communion's 38 provinces around the world are struggling under religious persecution. Statistics released by The Economist last year show that the UK is the world's 6th largest weapons exporter. Its largest market is Saudi Arabia, a breeding ground for Islamist radicals, where it's illegal to build a church and the punishment for converting to Christianity is death. Concerned parents and Christian organisations are raising the alarm about a school anti-bullying programme that they say pushes a political agenda about same-sex marriage and links kids to sex education material that's inappropriate for their age. According to The Age, the Safe Schools programme has been available for some years, but is now under scrutiny after it objected to Catholic schools distributing a booklet that opposed same-sex marriage. After the Australian Christian lobby went public with its concerns, the federal government warned the Safe Schools Coalition against using their anti-bullying program to push controversial political views. Family Voice Australia say there are other anti-bullying programs available to schools that broaden the focus from gender and sexuality to all kinds of bullying. An alliance of evangelical Christian leaders has been launched in Brisbane that seeks to break down denominational barriers and look for opportunities to develop gospel partnerships. According to New Life, more than 1,000 people gathered for the launch of the Gospel Coalition Australia, including 110 Christian leaders. The Gospel Coalition Australia is inspired by its American forerunner and is largely led by pastors and academics from the Presbyterian, Evangelical Anglican and Baptist traditions. The hub of the new coalition is a website where sermons and ministry resources are being posted to help inspire and connect church leaders around Australia. For decades now, Australians and New Zealanders have been enjoying a healthy breakfast every morning without realising that it's produced by a Christian organisation. Since the 1920s, Weet-Bix has been manufactured by the Sanitarium Health and Wellbeing Company, which is owned and operated by the Seventh-day Adventist Church as an expression of its emphasis on holistic living. This year, research by Reader's Digest has found that Weet-Bix is once again the most trusted breakfast brand for Aussies for the 3rd year in a row, and for Kiwis for the 5th year in a row. A few weeks back, we reported on the spate of church burnings in the US after the shooting deaths of 9 African-American worshippers. Well, despite the tragedy, something positive has emerged from the situation. An outpouring of national grief and soul-searching over racism in America has led some groups to look for practical ways they can help rebuild the church buildings destroyed by fire. According to the Huffington Post, more than $100,000 has now been raised by 3 Muslim groups who say every house of worship should be a safe place. Tension still smoulders, however, with burnt crosses being found outside an Adventist church building in El Paso, Texas, on 2 separate occasions. And still in the US, the debate over religious freedom has been taken to a new level by the unveiling of a 9-foot-tall bronze statue by a Satanist group. According to Religion News, the group is opposed to the display of biblical symbols on government land, such as monuments of the Ten Commandments in courthouse grounds. The Satanic Temple group unveiled a statue in Detroit, Michigan, but plans to transport the one-ton edifice to sit next to a Ten Commandments display, a number of which remain despite a ruling by the Supreme Court. A study of religious belief and unbelief in America has found that Seventh-day Adventists are the most racially and ethnically diverse group in the country. Adventists top the Pew Research chart ahead of Muslims, Jehovah's Witnesses and Buddhists. Church leaders say Adventist diversity is not just an American phenomenon, but is reflected in the presence the denomination has in 215 of the world's 237 countries. The least diverse religious groups in America are those whose historic identity is connected with their ethnic or national background, such as Hindus, Lutherans, or African American churches. A huge church youth gathering in Papua New Guinea's Southern Highlands featured the baptism of 357 people and saw a further 1,000 respond to a call to commit their lives to Christ. The event was attended by around 10,000 people and was the culmination of efforts by young Adventists in the region to reach their friends and communities for Christ. The World's Changes project, running over a number of years, has resourced, trained and inspired young people to share the Bible with others and offer them the chance to come to faith. Ever had the sense when you're reading the Bible that the verse you're reading was written specifically for you? Well, a new mobile application may help readers have that experience more often. The To You Bible app allows the user to submit their name and gender so that the whole Bible will be personalized and the verses will seem to be directly addressed to them. The app developers say they've been careful not to change the teachings of the Bible while still creating a sense of intimacy. And that's this week's news. For the full half hour of Record in Focus, including archaeology, family and relationship tips, and an interview with musical duo Eric and Monique, tune into Hope Channel, the Australian Christian Channel, or Digital 44 in Adelaide. And of course, all our program segments are also available at our website, record.net.au. Thanks for your company this week, and I'll see you next time on Record in Focus. God bless.